How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Black Metal Rebellion. I'm your host, Jesse Morgan, and today I'm just gonna do a run through of my first pair of crust pants, aka patch pants. There's a little bit of a difference between crust pants and patch pants, and I'll kind of talk to you about what the difference is as I'm running through the pants themselves. But yeah, let's just go take a look and get started at the pants themselves now. Alright, so here is my very first pair of crust pants slash patch pants. They are almost finished. I got maybe a little bit left of the ankle and lower shin level to finish off with some blank patches and stuff. As you can see, it's pretty well covered, and the back's pretty well covered, and I'll show you that when I flip it over. But when I first started these pants, up here is basically where I started, and you can see the stitching is really close together and kind of hideous. A lot of people, when they do crust pants or patch pants, use dental floss, but I don't really want to use it because I could only imagine how the dental floss would feel against your legs on the inside of the pants. With all the knots being tied. Someone said you can burn the ends to make them attach to themselves, but even then, that's going to be scratchy as fuck. So I just opted for really thick white thread. And then I eventually moved away from doing shitty stitching like this to like more spread out stuff like this here. I'm just going to run through the patches, I guess, and then flip them over. I added some zebra print here just for the fuck of it, because that's kind of what you do with crust punk pants, is just add a bunch of patches of random fabric to sew on. And the whole point of crust punk pants is to basically cover up holes or really bad stains or burn marks, because a lot of gutter punks and punks that live on the street smoke a lot and probably ash on themselves and burn holes in themselves and whatnot. So they have to cover up the holes with patches. Now, if you're someone like me who fucking barely ever leaves their house unless it's to, you know, take the kids to the park or pay bills or go to shows, then I'm not actually outside enough to warrant holes and burn marks and super duper huge stains and rips in my clothing from actually wearing them. And I have more than one pair of pants, so I wouldn't be wearing these pants every day on end without, you know, changing them. So I just kind of did it the modern way, which is just sew on patches to a normal pair of pants that don't really need patches or holes covered up or anything like that. So yeah, anyways, Fear's good, kind of anarcho punk band. Same with Crass, although Crass and Fear don't really sound too much like each other. Maybe one or two songs here and there might, but for the most part they don't sound too much alike. Anything by the Crass that is worth getting is in their The Feeding of 5,000 EP anyways. Anything after that's really a coin toss depending on what song you're listening to, whether it's going to be that great or not. Below that is the Crossbuster by Bad Religion, and then I kind of stole some lettering off of an old football jacket and just pasted the word punk down the side of it. I also painted some patches just over in one singular color, so it looks like leather. It's not, though, it's just paint. So yes, green, blue. I've done some brown and reds and other stuff. Glue is an amazing band, and the funny thing is I actually made this out of glue. Like a really thick layer of glue to actually make that patch. So it's a glue patch made out of glue. Further down this leg is Black Jacket. This is an old local punk band, street punk band from Bowmanville. I have one of their albums called System Shutdown, which I got permission from the band to actually upload it to my channel for people to view. Really good band, definitely check it out. On the side here, got another street punk band, Violent Affair. Got that on there. Charged GBH. They're a fairly old punk band. I'd love to get a shirt by them. My sister is actually supposed to be getting me a shirt by them, so kudos to her. She's also the bassist for my current punk band, Savor the Flavor. This Anti-Flag patch that I made. Their older stuff is way better, so I'm not really into the whole American Fall or whatever the fuck the new one is, or the one before that. I'll probably get the ones maybe just before that, just, I don't know, because some of them are okay, but the new stuff is just awful and way too preachy. Going down the leg, got a really old punk band again. This is the Unseen. Now, these guys aren't from like the 77 era or anything, but they're still fairly old. I think they might have started in 89 or 1990. Don't crucify me if I'm wrong. It's another great band, Breakout. This is basically their logo with some like splatter on effect on top of it. It doesn't glow in the dark. I just kind of mixed a teeny bit of blue or green with white, and that's kind of how it turned out. Kind of like a very pale mint color. And then finally at the bottom here, I've got the Ramones. I'll show you the stuff here when I flip it over. But moving on to the next leg, some Dead Kennedys. Good stuff. I have their kind of best of compilation, which has mostly songs from Rotten Fruit for Spoiled Eyes or Dead Eyes or something. I can't remember the name of that goddamn album. It's kind of a really silly name. But you'll always see that symbol on a lot of punks' jackets and shit. It's a pretty well-known punk band. The Defectives is great. The Defectives are a sweet-ass fucking pogo punk band from Europe. And once again, just a bunch of blank patches to make it look like you've had to like fill in some holes and rips and tears. Some more zebra print here. Big red painted patch. This is GI for Germs Incognito, and then I have the Germs across the pant leg there. And then a Pennywise patch, because they're pretty good. Their earlier stuff is definitely better. I don't think I'm going to get the new album because it's just kind of not my thing. And then the Casualties. I fucking love everything by the Casualties. Their latest album, Chaos Sound, was okay. I might eventually get it, but their earlier stuff is definitely what I'm shooting for. And, yeah. Next is an Adolescence patch, to refer back to their self-titled album. And a fuck ton more, just blank patches. On this side, it's the Descendants. And I kind of add like a native patch here, just because the Descendants, and then like this kind of looked like a moon when I first did it, and not just the germ symbol. So I thought it kind of worked together, and kind of was ironic that it said Descendants and then the native patch there. This is Blatoidia, another great kind of street punk band from Europe. And then below it, Monster Squad, kind of a street punk, oi, pogo punk, depending on what song you listen to, but mostly just street punk. Would love to get a shirt of these guys someday. But yeah, that's it for the front. I'm going to flip it over to the back. Alright, and here we are at the back. At the very top, I got a Chaos UK patch that I painted. Really, really cool kind of oi punk band. I don't know if they go back to 77, but they're pretty old. And then I got more lettering from the football jacket, and I spelled the Cramps out as best as I could. The S is kind of a backwards 5, but hey. Or no, it's a regular 5. Math is hard. Then I have this patch that's technically more of like a black metal patch. It's kind of my slogan that I made up. Misanthropy made me do it. I also made a patch like that, but a better version, because this one was just slapped together quick, for Lord Phobiter from Disciples of Dodin, who is now in a band called Wroth. Definitely check them out if you can. Some more blank patches, green, brown, blue. This here, Die on Your Feet, was just kind of like a random philosophical saying of mine, taken from the, more well-known saying, I'd rather live on my feet than die on my knees. So it says, die on your feet. So die for what you believe for, basically, or what you believe in. Wow. And then kind of your stereotypical Rancid Out Come the Wolves patch they painted up here. Kind of a mandatory Black Flag patch. And I have the Damaged album on LP, which is fucking sick. TV Party and Six Pack. Pretty awesome. I'm going to go back and forth here. The Sex Pistols. I really enjoy the Sex Pistols, despite what some punk elitists say about them as being like a boy band or being fake or being posers or blah 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 blah. Honestly, the Sex Pistols had probably some of the best old school 77 punk music there is out there, besides the Ramones and the other 77 punk bands. There's quite a lot of 1977 punk bands that I need to get. Underneath the Sex Pistols, bunch of more blank patches, and then the Scam. The Scam are fucking amazing. They're from Australia. They are a kind of thrashy punk band, really heavy punk. Definitely check them out if you can. On this side here, I've got the Pogo Punk bristles. There's also another bristles that was in England, but this is the bristles from the US. Really good band. This one's a really shitty Anti-Nowhere League patch that I made, but it's best I could do. The fist logo is kind of hard to do when you don't really have really fine paintbrushes and stuff like that. And then, of course, I just kind of added a zipper to the back. Alright, back to the side. I got a green diffused patch, some pretty sick street punk from Europe, I believe they're from Europe. I'm pretty sure they're from Europe. Got their demo and their first album off their Bandcamp. Definitely check them out. There's a little piece of patch that I got from Grotesque Beautiful, or fuck, I can't remember your name, bud. Beautiful Grotesquerie or something. Anyway, he sent me a punk package in the mail a while back, and I did a video for it, and he sent me a pair of his crust pants, so I stitched it on here, and I used permanent marker and said 100% crust on it, just for jokes. And then I did a Chernobyl Babies patch down here. It's really big. Like, if you see my hand, it could be a back patch. But yeah, they're an awesome, I think now defunct Pogo Punk band. Have their fucking hell, they lost We Oi 7-inch, or is it the one after that? I don't know. No, it's definitely that one, because I don't think we have. Do I have Punk's Rules? Fucking hell, hold on a second. Okay, yeah, that's the one I have of theirs, the Punk Rules EP. I don't have They Lost We Oi. I would love to get that one, but yeah. Anywho, going down here again, I don't know if I showed this patch, the Erections. They're also another Pogo Punk band, an Asian Pogo Punk band. Really good, just as good as the Defectives in my opinion. And then finally we've got the Foreskins, which is kind of a oi skinhead punk band from England, Birmingham potentially, but don't crucify me if I'm wrong. But and then finally the last one is a Bacchiox Oi patch. They are an up-and-coming kind of chaotic street punk band from, I believe, Bangkok or Indonesia. One of the two. But I want to get their shirt. They've got out right now. Hopefully I'll have some money after I go to the Battlefield Fest show with Blastomycosis and In the Act of Violence and all that. Hopefully I'll have some money left over and I'll be able to get their shirt off them. And then of course I have another zipper. So yeah, that's my first pair of crust punk pants, or patch pants, because the difference is most crust punk pants is just all blank patches for the most part, with the odd band patch on it, not a whole bunch of band patches, and they're usually blanks because they're holes and stuff like that covered up in the pants. So yeah, hope you like them. Hope you understand the difference between patch pants and crust punk pants now. I'm working on a new pair right now that are a little bit more closer to actual crust punk pants with just mostly blank patches on it. And I have a skinny pair of pants that I am doing more just patches to that are black and white. And yeah, these are more closer to what is considered travel pants because they're baggy and have like a bunch of pockets and stuff. But anywho, that's it. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. So there you go. That's my first pair of crust punk slash patch pants. Some punks, for whatever reason, consider them an abomination because there's too much color. Some don't like it because there's a lot of band patches as opposed to blank patches. Some don't like it because they're baggy and not skinny jeans. But honestly, if you want to put a bunch of band patches on it, be my guest if you're making your own pants. If you want to add more color to your pants, be my guest. I don't think that makes you a poser or anything stupid like that. And once again, the crust pants, when they're originally worn, were normally worn by gutter punks and like homeless punks and squatters and stuff like that, who, the reason why their pants were patched is because they actually got rips and holes and tears in them and burns and stuff like that, and they actually had to physically patch up their pants to be able to wear them on a regular basis. But over the years, punk has kind of adapted the style, if you want to call it that, and added like band patches and more color and different stuff to it. I say do your own thing. They're really neat to make. If you're good at sewing, it's a nice little hobby to have, and in the end, it gives you a new, interesting pair of pants to wear with some of your favorite punk bands on it, or metal, or whatever you want. You don't have to just put punk on it, but yeah, hope you enjoyed. For Glory, for the Aurelian, Slammerella out.